If you want to make your first earnings in Fortnite, then the Solo Victory Cash Cup is the way to go. And it's good that you're here because I got you with a complete guide on where you should drop, the best loadouts, and how to win and earn $100 from the Solo Victory Cash Cup. We're going to start out with the opens. You have a 2-hour window to play 7 games, but depending on each game, it can last up to 28 minutes, which means you can only really play out 5 full end games. On average, most people play out 4 because really if you die at all during the mid game, it takes up your time for the 5th game. You might usually see pros go all out and W key their first games, with them landing spots like Grim Gates, the Underworld, and Mount Olympus. It makes sense why they landed, because the medallions and the abilities that they offer. But if you're not the best fighter and aren't good at W keying in ranked or tournaments, and you want to guarantee qualify for the finals of the Victory Cup, I recommend playing safe and going for the placement points. If you want to play on the dead sides of the map, I recommend staying on the most edge map part of the zone that you can. That's going to be usually where there's less players, so you won't get in as many fights and engagements. As you can see from this example, this edge part of the map is going to have the least amount of players because all the players coming in from the top part of the zone is going to have the most congestion from all those people coming in, and then the bottom half is going to have the less people. Now for loadouts, I would recommend holding a burst SMG, most likely the auto shotgun. You can hold a pump if you think you're really mechanically good at the game, or if like you just think you have really good piece control in that sense. And then for your movement item, currently when I'm filming this, wings are not included in competitive, but they should have them back, so you can hold the wings, which don't fly with them. Do the short pad that most people be doing in competitive. If you do with the Flowberry Fizz jar, you actually go farther, and then if you pull out your wings, you actually don't take fall damage, so I recommend this strategy for the wings. Then your second movement option is the Flowberry Fizz. That's what I would usually go with. I think it's just the more safer route because I feel like you can get lasered and just shot out of the sky instantly with the wings. And then you can either hold just another set of heals, or you can also do a sniper. If you're good at sniping and want to pick up elimination points on the way, then I recommend holding the sniper. And trust me, to qualify for finals, you do not need a lot of elims. Just go for placement and you'll easily lock up the qual. And then some people's common issues are actually the timing of your games. If you have one game left and you have a bunch of time, so you have like an hour, queue into the last 30 minutes. Those are going to be when you have the worst players due to elo. You play people around your points, so be playing the worst people instead of playing the better people if you queue earlier. If you have one game left, I'd recommend queuing at 20 minutes. That's usually going to mean people are going to be W keying. You'll have more of a less stacked game, more easy placement. Now on screen, you can see how many points you need to qualify for finals based off of the first Solo Victory Cash Cup that happened this season, with also many people that get to qualify for finals. I will say this can slightly vary week to week by a couple points just at random sometimes. Alright, now here we are. Hopefully you made it to finals, hypothetically, hopefully. And now all that is standing in your way of winning $100 is one game. Yes, these might be one of the hardest lobbies to win, but we'll get past that. So one major difference here in the finals is that the medallion spots should be less contested, but the better players will be landing there. And also landing one of these medallion spots will actually increase your chances of winning a lot. The best medallions for endgames are probably the Cerberus' medallion that gives you the dash, or the Zeus medallion that gives you the faster sprint and the higher jump when you're sprinting. I will say though, all finals takes is you needing one good game, so landing one of these medallion spots to get a medallion isn't the worst idea. You would rather have one really good game where you're stacked and have a really good chance to win than instead of having 3 like meh okay loot games. So do not be afraid to go to a spot that's contested or has a decent amount of people going there. Now for loadout, for finals, kind of the same as opens. 2 guns, 2 heals, and some type of mobility item, either wings or Flowberry Fizz. Now based on statistics, 60% of these games go to heal off, so I'd recommend holding at least a stack of 3 medkits. Now for the forecast tower, there is some risk that goes into it. You might have to fight for it, but it actually will increase your chances of winning by 3 times if you get it. Now the stat is actually skewed a little bit because the better players will go for forecast and the better players have a higher chance to win, but we'll get past that. Another thing that can severely increase your chances of winning is actually conserving your materials. When you look at people who had mats on the 5th zone, people who got 1st and people who got 2nd through 10th actually had the same amount of materials. But when you look at how many mats they had on the 10th zone, it's actually a severe difference from the winner compared to 2nd through 10th. So I'd recommend finding positions in the mid game to refarm your brick or your wood or whatever you're building a box in. Now for when you're playing the end game and you're running out of mats, I'd recommend at about 300 mats you start looking for a refresh, so then you can hopefully have the materials to win the game. Now for saving the mats, I recommend having 300 just so you can have mats to fight with. Not every game goes to heal off, but 60% of the games do go to heal off, so at least having that stack of medkits will help. If you want to hold more floppers or other white heals or chug splashes, then go for it. And another thing that will actually increase your odds of winning is not taking any storm damage throughout the entire game. At 600 damage, you actually start to take Storm Sickness, which will double the tick of what you're already taking in the storm. So on a 10 tick, you're going to take 20 damage per second. I'm not lying, some people literally lose off of taking 2 ticks in storm during the end game. So it's best to try your hardest and not take any storm damage at all. Well, now hopefully you know everything it takes to win $100 in the Solo Victory Cash Cup, and I wish you good luck. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.